Hey everybody, Invisiblekatana here doing a reaction and review for the Tales of TMNT intro. We're getting into, basically, for anime fans really, we're basically getting into the Shippuden of the Ninja Turtles universe, and I'm really excited for this. Brand new opening. We've had 4 seasons of the original opening with the visuals changing, but all the lyrics, stayed the same. We got brand new opening. I heard one person compare it to like a Cowboy Bebop intro, which is like one of the best anime opening themes ever. So that's really awesome, very jazzy. I also heard that there's a character that's going to be showing up in this that is personally the character I've been waiting to see, even though I heard that this character was never supposed to show up. Apparently that was a lie. So that's cool with me, but I'm excited to get into this. It's only a minute long, so I'm looking forward to what we're going to be getting going into the new version of this series. Of course, excited to hear what song they have, but the biggest thing, of course, is what clues are we going to get for where the series is headed now. They've done a really big thing, of course, with the season finale, and Master Splinter is gone, Shredder is gone. There's a lot left open. There are a million different things they can do because Ninja Turtles has crossed over with a lot of different properties. I couldn't think of the word. But they've crossed over with a lot of different characters, and there's just a lot even invented within the TMNT universe. There's a lot that we haven't seen yet, so very excited to get into this. So that is what we're going to do, and we're just going to get going. Hopefully the audio is good for this. It's hard to hear this opening, but I had to keep going through this to make sure I had it set right. And it's a very visceral opening with Splinter. I do like this. This is really cool.
Now we're talking? Yeah! I got an idea! Sewer apples.
This is really awesome. I love this. I love the cel-shaded style of all the characters. Dang. Alright, the first character I think was, man, that was so fast. So I'm going to go through that visually, mostly this ending section here, because that's where a lot of the new stuff seemed to show up at, like a lot of the characters. So I think the first person that shows up here is the Dragon character, the Tiger Claw. You kind of unleashes in the first episode, and that was kind of the promo. And then right after that is Tiger Claw, so that's why I think that's like the Dragon character that was shown. Although, actually it looks like the third person that shows up is the Dragon character that Tiger Claw unleashed, so that should be interesting. We also see Mona Lisa's dad in there, so that's really cool. They're finally bringing some of those elements from the space season into the normal kind of in New York series. So I'm excited for that because there was references to Mona Lisa, and of course at the end of the season before last, which season 3, they had the Fugitoid. He woke up in space, so that was absent. It was like, we'll get back to that when we get back to it, but his head has just been floating around, I guess, orbiting the planet for this entire last season. And I was just waiting. I was like, when is this guy going to come back? Because of course they wouldn't have a character be dead to the characters, but obviously alive to the viewers, if they weren't going to bring that character back into play. So I thought that was really good. I've never done this before, but we are just going to go back through it and watch it again because I just like the music. It's really good music, and I love this opening. It's very that's just a visual opening to have Splinter screaming like that. I don't know why, but it counters the entire rest of this video with the music. But I love that opening. It's really visceral, and it's just like, man, he's gone. That's what I think every time I hear him scream like that. It's almost like him dying. It's crazy, but this is really good. I like the music for it. It definitely is Cowboy Bebop, so it's very jazzy, and I'm totally fine with that. Love the silhouette style, like I said. Thank God we don't need to actually spell their names to know who they are, because that's so fast. But this is cool. I love the cel-shaded style for the characters. And we don't see too much that's new. It's mostly just images of the turtles. We get to see, unfortunately, Casey's totally left out of this, as well as Shinigami, and I hope that doesn't mean anything as far as the future of the series, but I highly doubt it, especially with Casey. With Shinigami, you never know. I never even heard of that character until this version of the series came out, but I like this opening. Also, I didn't notice this until the second run through, but that very last scene where the turtles are like dropping down over the city is actually the turtles are all grayed out and all of their bandanas are red. So that's really awesome. It's kind of a throwback to the original comics. Like they're all grayed out, and everybody has the same color bandana. So that's pretty sweet. You can only tell them apart from their weapons. So I love that. Just as like a super fast nod to the original comic series. But this is a great opening. It has me excited for the series. I guess that's just because I'm a big fan of Ninja Turtles. This really doesn't show us anything new to get excited for, outside of like the very end, which are just two characters we already knew, and the other two are brand new characters. So Tiger Claw, Mona Lisa's dad, both of them are in there. And maybe that's not her dad, and it's someone totally different, but it's one of the salamander creatures. So I don't know, maybe something goes on there and he's mad at the turtles, who knows, but he's in there with the villain, so it's kind of like, all right, what's the deal with that? This is also the first episode. I would assume like this is kind of like the first, I would say first couple of episodes actually, but this red segment here, I feel like there's a lot of open space to just put little images of other characters in the background as they see fit. So I can imagine that, because they go through and they could easily have villains show up, because the way they do it is Leonardo's in the front and then the other turtles kind of join in behind him. And I think it's like right as Raph like gets on screen, that's when we see the first full image of the villain with the skull and everything, who also looks like Shredder. I don't know if this like that's zombie Shredder. I just realized that because he's got the 3 spikes and the arm spikes. Maybe, I don't know, zombie Shredder? I haven't seen that yet. I've seen a bunch of different versions of Shredder. Haven't seen Zombie Shredder. I would like to see that. But there's a lot of open space as far as other villains and other characters they could show off during that last little segment with just the red background. So I think they'll be adding some stuff to that, but really, really love this. Really love the music. Like I said, really love the visuals. The cel-shaded stuff, it just makes me think of a video game. And plus, they've actually made video games like this. The old TMNT video game for the 2003 series, those actually were cel-shaded. So they didn't look exactly like this because these are very, they're very reflective silhouettes, or like cel-shaded silhouettes. So it doesn't look exactly the same, but it is cel-shaded. So I do love that. It's got a very, I don't even know what to really categorize this as, but it's cel-shaded, so it does make me think more of anime as well, because a lot of anime video games typically go the cel-shaded route to stick close to the anime look. So I love that. It looks very cel-shaded. I'd like to see these as random unlockable costumes in whatever the next TMNT game is going to be. But really good opening, very jazzy. Really, like I said, it doesn't really show us anything, but it's just a cool opening. And that's all it needs to do. And eventually, maybe we'll actually see Casey and Shinigami, like in this last segment, they'll eventually just have like all the hero characters falling past the screen. They'd probably have to speed it up or something to keep the time the same, but I think that's a good opening. I really enjoyed this. I can't wait for the series to start up again, because it's just crazy, like, where are we going next for this series after the way it just ended? So really enjoyed this, of course. Would love to know what you guys thought about it, so please put your comments down in the comment section below. Let me know your favorite parts about this, your least favorite parts about this. What would you guys like to see added in the future for this opening? Like I said, personally, I feel like they're going to be adding more of the villains during that very end segment with just the plain red background. I think there's definitely space in here to change it up. Without a doubt, there's a ton of space to change it up in here. They could easily add in the other characters. We could get the Mighty Mutanimals in like a quick glimpse or something like that, because there are a bunch of segments of the characters just running across rooftops and stuff. They could easily add in like Casey and Karai and April. They'd have to all have very specific colors, so I don't know how that would really play out. Like, I don't know what color Casey could possibly be, and I would say, of course, for April, it's easy, just make it yellow, and it's easy enough to distinguish yellow from orange, so that could work. But like Karai, And Shinigami and Casey is like, I don't know, silver and black. That's all I can think of for them. So they probably won't do that, but I do feel like there's a lot of space in here where it's like, all right, we'll take this super quick segment out and just have a glimpse of the Mighty Brutanimals or a glimpse of this character or that character. So I think there's room for change, but as of now, they certainly don't need to. I think this looks great. Like I said, though, would love to know what you guys thought about this. Please put your comments down in the comment section below. And of course, thanks for watching.